And here we go for the Vegas Grand Prix in America. And here we go. George Russell leading the pack. Lando Norris getting in front already. Max Verstappen going up to 5th place. And an unbelievable qualifying for Max Verstappen. 3rd place for Max Verstappen. It hasn't even been 3 corners. And Max Verstappen up to 2nd place. What an overtake from Max Verstappen. Lando Norris right there in front, getting the speed advantage and plummeting through the Vegas Grand Prix track. Max Verstappen going up in 2nd place. What an overtake from Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc right behind George Russell, trying to catch up with Kimi Antonelli, 8th place, right behind Lewis Hamilton, trying to keep up with him as well. And as we go through the corners, Arvid Lindblad gets quite fast through the corner and actually is getting quite close to Kimi Antonelli. And Liam Lawson gets through. Wow, what an overtake. And Max Verstappen trying to overtake Lando Norris. We go through the corner and Max Verstappen leads the Vegas Grand Prix. Lando Norris right behind, trying to catch up to Max Verstappen through the corner. We go through to the 2nd lap of the Grand Prix. And there's camera angles from Lewis Hamilton, 8th place, trying to keep up with Piastri. Some camera angles from Charles Leclerc, keeping the pace from George Russell, gathering all the slipstream he can, going speedy through these corners, and overtaking, going up to 3rd place. What an overtake. Max Verstappen leading the race in 1st place. Going around the slow sector of Vegas. Russell right behind. Norris closing the gap on Verstappen. Verstappen climbing away. If he wins this race, he'll become the leader of the championship. And we have 2 more races to go after this. Speeding down the main straight of the Grand Prix, followed by Norris and George Russell side by side. Who's going to get through? George Russell and Leclerc, and Leclerc close the gap. But George Russell right there, and Russell overtake, and Charles Leclerc gets in front, but George Russell takes the lead from Charles Leclerc. Max Verstappen speeding away from the drivers, coming up to the 3rd lap of the Grand Prix. Lando Norris also right there with Charles Leclerc, George Russell defending off Charles Leclerc, with Kimi Antonelli right behind Charles Leclerc, trying to get past him through the tight corners of Vegas. Max Verstappen leading the race. Lance Stroll last place, as slow as an F3 car, going through the corners, leaving a 2-second gap. Max Verstappen leading the Vegas Grand Prix, locking up a bit there, but leading the Vegas Grand Prix, and hopefully he wins it. And Lando Norris right there behind, trying to keep up with the 4 world champion. And Charles Leclerc right behind Lando Norris, keeping the pace, and George Russell right behind. Verstappen getting onto the main straight for lap 4 of this magnificent Grand Prix of Vegas. Now, we come up to the chicane. A bit of an overtake for Colapinto and Gasly. Max Verstappen leading. and going through the tight corner, and lap 4 of the Grand Prix, giving a 3-second gap. Wow, 3 seconds. And Max Verstappen still leading, Lando Norris right behind, and Charles Leclerc trying to keep up with Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen going through the tight bend and the fast straights through Vegas Grand Prix. Russell and Antonelli fighting back there. Verstappen still leading, promising himself that he can win this Grand Prix without any problems. And going through to the final straight of the Grand Prix. And Norris right behind Charles Leclerc, just edging closer to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Lap 4 we're on. And Max Verstappen still leading. Some camera angles from Max Verstappen. Look how fast he goes through these corners. Lando Norris right behind, with a 3.5 second gap, trying to keep up with him. Leclerc right there, and Antonelli gets past Russell. And Russell gets in front. Woo! And Max Verstappen going through the tight corners, leading up to the final straight. Let's see Max Verstappen on this really sharp, this speed corner through here. Look how fast he goes, accidentally going off track limits. And Lando Norris right behind, trying to keep up for the final lap of the Grand Prix, with Charles Leclerc right behind, trying to defend of George Russell, going through these corners at 200 miles an hour. Max Verstappen still leading, giving a 3.5 second gap between him and Norris, speeding through the corners. What a race for this Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc right there trying to get it through Verstappen onto the final straight. Getting closer to the final straight of the Grand Prix. Speeding through and trying to get through to this Grand Prix. And Max Verstappen leading, speeding through, trying to get through to the final bit. And Max Verstappen edging closer to the finish line. And anyway, as I was saying earlier, there's not actually 2 races left. There's 1 race left of this Grand Prix after this one, because Qatar got cancelled because of the war. And Mexico and another race got cancelled as well. And Max Verstappen wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix, followed by Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Woohoo!